Hello little gems and welcome back to the Little Gems of Baha channel. This week's virtue is detachment. What is detachment, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. Detachment is experiencing your feelings without allowing your feelings to control you. It's choosing how you will act in a situation rather than just reacting. Feelings like sadness, happiness, disappointment, joy, frustration, anger, they're all natural. Everyone has them. Detachment is a way to use your thinking and feeling together so that you don't let your feelings run away with you. Detachment does not mean you pretend to feel differently than you do. Some people think detachment is being cold or pretending not to care, but that's not it at all. When they try it, they find it is a joyful experience. Feelings are wonderful when they belong to us, when we use them to do what we really choose to do. Detachment means to feel what you feel, but not have to act on that feeling unless you want to. It's kind of like standing beside yourself and watching what you're feeling, as well as feeling it. That means sharing your toys and not letting yourself be possessed by them. You can be creative and create art without expecting people to tell you what a great job you did. That includes serving, such as doing chores, just for the sake of helping your family and not expecting anyone to thank you or praise you for your work. It also means being generous without expecting anyone to be generous back. So just because you shared your toy, it doesn't mean that the other person will share their toys with you. It means being detached from any outcome, not having expectations of others. I can't wait to hear all about the ways you practice this wonderful virtue in the comment section below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we upload. Now, pay close attention to the story and I'll have some questions for you right at the end. When ʻAbdu'l-Bahá lived in Akka, people traveled from city to city by horse-drawn carriage. One day, ʻAbdu'l-Bahá wanted to go from Akka to Haifa. He went to take a seat in a regular carriage. The carriage was full of poor people and their belongings. When the driver of the carriage saw ʻAbdu'l-Bahá, he was surprised and wondered why ʻAbdu'l-Bahá had chosen to ride in his inexpensive carriage full of people. "Surely your excellency would prefer to travel in a private carriage," he exclaimed. "No," replied ʻAbdu'l-Bahá, and he traveled in the crowded carriage all the way to Haifa. As he stepped down from the carriage in Haifa, a distressed fisherwoman came to him and asked for his help. All day she had caught nothing, and now she had to return to her hungry family. ʻAbdu'l-Bahá gave her a good sum of money, turned to the driver and said, "Why should I ride in luxury while so many are starving?" Alright little gems, we have come to the part of the video where I ask you questions about the story we just heard. So you can pause after each question to take a minute and answer, and then unpause to hear the answer. Alright, let's begin. Question number 1. How did people used to travel during the time of ʻAbdu'l-Bahá? If you answered by a horse-drawn carriage or simply a carriage, then you will be absolutely correct. Question number 2. ʻAbdu'l-Bahá was traveling from Akka To where? If you answer to Haifa, then you will be absolutely correct. Question number 3. Why was the driver surprised that ʻAbdu'l-Bahá wanted to ride in his carriage? If you answered because his carriage was full of people and inexpensive and he believed that ʻAbdu'l-Bahá deserved more, then you would be absolutely correct. Question number 4. What did ʻAbdu'l-Bahá say to the driver when he offered him a private carriage? ʻAbdu'l-Bahá simply said no. Question number 5. Who came to ʻAbdu'l-Bahá when he stepped out of the carriage? If you answered a fisherwoman or a distressed fisherwoman, then you would be absolutely correct. Question number 6. Why was the fisherwoman distressed? If you said it's because she hadn't caught any fish all day and she was about to go home to her hungry family, then you would be absolutely correct. Question number 7. What did ʻAbdu'l-Bahá give the fisherwoman? He gave her a good sum of money. And last question, what did ʻAbdu'l-Bahá tell the driver? If you answered ʻAbdu'l-Bahá said, why should I ride in luxury when so many are starving, then you will be absolutely correct. Great jobs, little gems. You did great with those questions. Did you see how ʻAbdu'l-Bahá practiced detachment? He forgo his own comfort so that he may be able to help others. You see, if ʻAbdu'l-Bahá had taken a private carriage, he would have probably spent more money, and he wouldn't have as much money to help those in need. Time and time again, ʻAbdu'l-Bahá shows us what it is to be detached and sacrifice. He traveled a really long distance in a crowded carriage with a lot of people, but he wanted to make sure he had enough for others. So practice detachment this week, and I will see you next week. Bye, little gems.